Hey everybody, it's PDubs. Thanks as always for hanging out upstairs with us and for checking out the channel. So on today's episode, we're going to take a quick review and look at the Arcade1Up Galaga 88 Countercade. I posted a video on my channel a few days ago showing you how on the home shopping network I was able to get this cabinet for only 76 bucks. So the question is this cabinet worth 76 bucks? Did I get a big deal on it? Is this cabinet worth more? And I got a really good deal on it, or was this cabinet something I should not have purchased? We're gonna find out right after this. The Galaga 88 Countercade cab from Arcade1Up has a very basic design to it. You just have a white vinyl on the side panels with the Galaga 88 logo, and that's on both sides of the cabinet, as you can see right there. Pretty basic, pretty standard, nothing too crazy. When you look at the front of the cabinet, you do have Galaga 88 logo on the marquee, as well as you have some interesting Galaga bezel colors and things like that, purple, blues, orange, pinks, and things like that. This does have an 8-inch monitor, as well as it has a marquee, but it is not a Light Up Marquee. And with Arcade1Up moving into the every Countercade having Light Up Marquees, it's a little disappointing to see that this cabinet does not include the Light Up Marquee. But the overall colors and designs, when you look at the front of the cabinet, if you're a fan of purple coloring, you're really gonna dig it. You just have the one speaker down here, and the speaker and the sound on here sounds really, really good. Now, taking a look at the control deck, I really like the artwork here on the control deck with this Galaga ship right underneath the joystick. You do have the plexi cover to protect everything. You do have your on-off switch, as well as you have your volume slider. Goes from 0 to 15. You have your player 1 and player 2 start buttons. You have your fire button, extra action button, as well as you have the joystick. And all of this stuff right here, all the controls are your typical Arcade1Up controls. 9 times out of 10, most reviews, we complain about these, but they do the job when it comes to just simply playing some basic Galaga games. And when you turn on the cabinet, you do get the typical loading screens from Arcade1Up. And boom, there you go. It says Arcade1Up, copyright 2021. It's kind of funny that their 2021 cabinet releases have that newer monitor that's not supposed to wash out from side to side, but this particular arcade cabinet does have that older, like Generation 2 Counter-cade monitor. So as you look at it from side to side, it does wash out on you. So for instance, as you can see right here, it does wash out pretty bad. You do have to play this dead on, just like your Generation 1 and 2 Arcade1Up Countercades, because this thing just really washes out side to side eye level. And it's a shame that we have the older monitor in here versus the newer Arcade1Up Countercades that have that really nice monitor. Now, taking a look here, one reason why I picked this up is Arcade1Up had advertised they were doing a Galaga 40th anniversary cabinet, which I would have loved to purchase. However, that cabinet is just a reskin of the Bandai Namco Legacy cabinet. In fact, I think it might only have Galaga, maybe Galaxian on that cabinet at the most. But just not enough Galaga games for me to say that that is a true Galaga 40th anniversary cabinet. Now, when you look at this Galaga 88 cabinet, you have Galaga 88, you have Galaga, Galaxian, Gaplus, 4 really good Galaga games, as well as Xevious. Now, one thing that we at least got on this Arcade1Up Countercade, like a lot of the later generation Arcade1Up Countercades, is the ability to go into Dipswitch settings for each game. So all you have to do is hit the player 2 start button, and you can hop into the Dipswitch settings for each game. So for Galaga 88, you can change the number of lives. Let me turn the volume down. You can change your bonus lives, your difficulty, as well as you could have pixel smoothing on or off. We're of course going to turn it off. That way it looks the best, and you can reset your high scores and things like that. So in order to exit, you just hit the A button in order to exit. When you take a look at Galaga, you can change your number of lives, bonus lives, how many points you need to get your bonus lives, difficulty settings, demo sounds on or off when a track mode is playing, And you can turn pixel smoothing on or off. I, of course, would recommend turning off pixel smoothing because the games look terrible with that pixel smoothing on there. Let's go ahead and make sure we turn that off and hit A. And of course, you can reset your high scores. When we look at Galaxian, we can change our lives, bonus lives, and turn pixel smoothing on or off. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn pixel smoothing off because the pixel smoothing just looks terrible. We're going to hit A. When you go to Gaplus, you get your initial lives, bonus lives, difficulty level, lots of difficulty levels, demo sounds on or off during the track mode, and pixel smoothing on or off. We're going to turn pixel smoothing off. And of course, when you hop over to Xevious, let's take a look at the options for Xevious. You can do initial lives, bonus lives, difficulty, and pixel smoothing. So we got pixel smoothing turned off on all of these. Now let's take a look at some of the gameplay for you. It's pretty basic Galaga stuff. We're going to start with Galaga 88. The sound is really good, and the game options are really good as well. The speaker on this thing is awesome. And of course, every time you go to start up a game, you get a nice little thing that tells you how to play. And oh yeah, that looks really good without the pixel smoothing. Now, unfortunately, with Galaga, we do not have the fast fire setting, so that would have been nice for them to include that, considering Arcade1Up just announced they are going to add fast fire to the Arcade1Up Class of 81 cabinet. Okay, now we're going to look at Galaxian. Galaxian obviously is a classic, much slower game. It is the original, predates Galaga, of course. We all know this. But it's the original. Some people really hate on Galaxian. I like Galaxian. Galaxian's got a definite challenge to it. It definitely takes a lot longer to finish the levels. Galaxian is cool in my book. Okay, now we're going to take a look at Gaplus, which is kind of like part 3 in the Galaga series. This is a fun game, especially if you like Galaga 88. If you like the gameplay to be a little bit more faster, a little bit more smoother. And what's cool about here is you can go up and down throughout the playfield. You don't have to stay on that bottom row, which is a nice improvement in gameplay. Helps you dodge and avoid enemies. This is such a cool game. I don't think this game gets enough credit like it should. This is an awesome version of Galaga. Love this game. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to take a look at Xevious. I actually think this fits in nicely with the Galaga games. Nice addition. And this is where your second fire button comes in. For that, for firing your little missiles. Boom. Boom. So what are my final thoughts about the Galaga 88 Countercade? Well, considering this thing retails, MSRP is $150. And considering that for $150, you're not getting the same amount of features that you're getting in some of the later Generation 3 Arcade1Up Countercades. You're missing the Light Up Marquee, and obviously you don't have the improved screen that you see in a lot of the two-player Countercades, that you still have that basic screen. But if you can get it on sale like I did, and you got this thing for only 76 bucks, maybe 80 bucks with shipping, or if you can even find it cheaper than that, I think it's worth that price. I think for what I paid for it, I think it's worth that, and I'm going to enjoy it for the $76 that I paid for it. But would I recommend purchasing this one? If it wasn't on sale, I wouldn't, because it's just missing too many of the really cool features, such as the improved screen and Light Up Marquee, that you're going to find in some of the other later generation Arcade1Up Countercades. But that's my quick review for this particular product. Hopefully you guys found it beneficial. If you did, definitely leave me your comments and feedback below after the video's over. Give me a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.